Oh, morning all. Facing to the sun when you do that, God. Yeah, I'm Tim, whatever. I think you probably get the deal by now. So, today is 7:22. No, that's a time. If I put it down twice, there we go. And it's still recording. Tuesday the 28th of May. Day 4 of my I Love the Wight week. I love the Wight. I have to find out what the Wight is. It's not just a misspelling of white, the colour. I think it's more to do with like liches and the undead revenants and such. I don't know, I'll have to ask. So we're still here on this beach where I've been standing all night doing nothing with tents. Actually, it did rain quite heavily last night in patches, sudden bursts with some strong winds that came up with it as well. And yeah, I mean, if I were to have been testing a tent at the time, I would have found that tent would have held up very well, actually. Surprising. I can highly recommend it. No one pays me for endorsements, of course, but the Van Gogh Sol 200, I think, is the perfect lightweight one-man hiking tent. Very elegant design, very easy to use, quite lightweight, spacious inside. I say one man because it's a two-man tent that has room for me and my stuff, you know. Yeah, it's great. So today we are carrying on round to, well, this is the Shell Fleet. Now, I can't work out if this is just not tidal at all, which is physically impossible, or whether I've just coincidentally spent exactly 2 tides here. I don't know. But that looks pretty much like it did when I arrived yesterday. Anyway, so over there, that goes off into the Shell Fleet, which is like a massive, well, I say massive, it's quite a large sort of inland estuary sort of thing, which we'll get lots of footage of as we go. It basically puts about a 3-mile loop on, which is not a problem. It is what it is, that's the path. Then we're heading off onto the hills over there. Gentle hills, they look like, but a little bit of climbing perhaps. And basically tromping our way down the coast to the far end. And I think just around that corner there is Cowes, famous for the yachting regatta. Also it's the middle of the 3 ferry crossing points to the mainland. There's a car ferry there as well. Then we're going to pass through there on a ferry because it's quite a wide river. There's a passenger ferry, we need to get on there. It runs all day. It's one of these every 30 minutes, maybe even sooner sort of jobs. So I'm just not worried about schedules or hitting that on time or any of that nonsense. I'll just turn up and there'll be one within 20 minutes probably. So cross through the other side of Cowes, then out the other side past I think Quar Abbey. I don't know, I was looking at bits and pieces on that. We loop round to Fishbourne, I believe it's Fishbourne, not Fishguard. Fishguard's the one in Wales that goes to Ireland, I think. And from there, basically next to, so Fishbourne is where the cars go. That's the third and eastmost car crossing. That's where you go Portsmouth to Fishbourne with your car, because the ride terminal doesn't do cars, it's passenger only at Ride on either the ferry or the hovercraft. But from Fishbourne, it's only 6 miles to Ride. So I want to try. It's just too much for one go. Not necessarily. I think I probably could make it a push, but I'll get there to find that there's no more ferries running, and I'll have to sleep on a pier or something. So I've seen a campsite near Fishguard. Fishbourne, whatever, the fish place. I've seen what looks to be a useful campsite about half a mile inland from the fish place, and I'm going to try and aim for that tonight, where I can legitimately camp without any worries. Mostly because, like I say, you know, I'm not some sort of principled anarchist or anything. It's just that if there's not a campsite around where I need one, I'll make other arrangements. But if there is a campsite, I'm quite happy to pay and use the facilities properly. And that puts me at just about the right kind of striking distance for tomorrow, a very short day 5, in which I've got like 6 miles to cover, which I could probably do in about 3 hours, even at my swollen-feeted best. But that put me at Ride for about 9:30 in the morning, which means I should have no trouble finding a ferry and then onward travel back to where I live. So once across from Portsmouth and away on the trains and things. which did take me 4 hours to get down here, you know, even though it's not actually that far by car. You know, I had to do quite a lot of complicated transits and real out of my way routes just to find trains that all lined up on time. I mean, basically, once I get to Ryde on that morning, I could just tap in my destination on Google Maps and have it plot me my best route with the right schedules and everything. I have to say, it's really, I don't know, almost cheating, I'd say. It's almost cheating having a internet-enabled smartphone on your travels when you're doing stuff like this. Yes, it's a bit of extra headache because it's an expensive device you have to look after in the rain and you know, not sleeping on it or dropping it in a waterfall or whatever. You got to bring a power bank to charge it daily, obviously, if you're on multi-day trips. I mean, to be honest, this here phone, by the end of a day of me filming this and also pinging Google for directions and sat nav and stuff now and then, typically I've got like about 24% of the battery left. So I use 3/4 of the battery a day generally, just filming this stuff. That's with all the power saving turned on and the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth turned off and so on, just to help with the battery. So I need a power bank to recharge it. Got a couple of those in the bag there. I brought 2. They're quite heavy as well for size for weight, quite dense. But I probably only needed 1, to be honest, for this many days. Each of those banks will charge this 6 times, I think. Anyway, it's stuff you have to. So there's faff that goes with it. Yes, there's faff. But on the other hand, well, obviously, you know, you can take excellent holiday videos wherever you are, like these. I mean, just think, like 20 years ago, I'd have needed a special camcorder of some sort, which would have been really bulky and probably not even practical, to be honest. Just wouldn't be able to record this at all. I'd have to just take photos. Even an actual old-style compact camera is a bit of a faff. But this is like X million megapixels. It does a great job. Reasonable clarity if I hold it still and don't pan around all the time. And at the same time, I can then use it to find out where buses are, find out where the nearest shop is. I have actually run out of water as well, which is a concern at the moment. I drank pretty much all of it last night. So first order of business would be to find a pub or garage or shop or something, and I'm sure my fancy all singing, all dancing smartphone will do that for me too. It's helped me find out routes. There's a blog. I need to credit the guy. I keep mentioning him, but I haven't actually credited it. I'll look it up. I'll make sure there's some notes somewhere. But basically, some other chap's done this very loop and documented it using his tracking app on his own smartphone, which has then just gone and mapped a perfect route that I can follow on Google Maps. I mean, I don't do the tracking thing myself, which is a bit selfish. I should perhaps do that and publish my route just so other people who are trying to do this might get some pointers. But it's not a difficult route, to be honest. There's problems here and there. But yeah, and then, you know, when I get to Cowes, Ryde, or even Ryde. When I get to Ryde, I can just basically tell my phone, find me the quickest way home by public transport, and it'll do it. It'll line up all the connections. It looks up all the schedules for me. I know every time I need to be at every bus stop, and I know when I need to get on and get off various trains. It's amazing. Now, I do worry perhaps sometimes we become too dependent on this stuff, but yeah, I find it quite convenient. I mean, I'm not Bear Grylls. I don't pretend to be. This is just a walking holiday. It's not trying to survive or do anything extreme. Anyway, talking of survival, I need to find some water, so I better crack on, and I'll speak to you soon. Seen one. Come on, focus, damn you. He can't work out what to do. I'm in his way. Oh, we're going up. Fantastic. Obviously, he didn't want to be in the long grass there. It's all marshy down there. Either way, it's brilliant. I haven't seen a red squirrel since I was a kid. Scout trips to Brownsea Island. I've been to Brownsea Island fairly recently, and the trip with family, and kept my eyes open, didn't see anything. And all I had was run right past me, close as this. No, thought he was going to have a go for a minute. Not sure who was the more nervous at that point there. Yeah, red squirrels on the Isle of Wight. There we go. Proof. Splendid. So yeah, this is all part of the. I'm glad this wooden bridge is here. It takes another chunk off the. Yeah, that's basically the Shalfleet estuary. Newton Creek, I think, as well, part of it. Something like that. Yeah, big old detour though, because it's all just swamp. I mean, you might be able to trudge through that, but it's probably quite wet and horrible. I'll go around. Follow the path, it's fine. This is a pastoral idyll. Sort of reminds me of Dutch Impressionist landscape painters for some reason, probably because I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to go down there next, but I thought I'd just have a little another look at this. Tranquil estuary. Private boat park, no camping, picnics or vehicles. I wouldn't dream of it. No, no, no. I think you're mistaking me for someone else. Anyway, it's 7:59 in the morning. I have no need for camping. Yeah, I need to be on the other side of there basically, but it's quite a lengthy old way around. It's quite a big estuary. It takes a big old chunk out of the Isle of Wight on the north coast. So still. Not sure what the weather we're in for today again, probably just more cloudy fineness. Suits me. Interesting sky actually, all sorts of different sorts of clouds. You remember that time when I almost knew what they were called? I've forgotten since, so there you go. Getting to that point in my life where it's quite hard to learn new things, I think. It's worrying. Unless they're maps of obscure video games, I mean, I'm quite good at that still. Right, let's go this way. It actually does look like it wants to rain, doesn't it? I've got the anorak, it'll be alright. I could stand there with my mouth open, pointing upwards, trying to rehydrate myself. I still haven't found any water yet, but that probably won't happen until I loop around the southernmost end of this estuary and join a main road. And I think there's a pub there, which probably won't be open, but might have a garden tap or something. Once I get to the main road, I could try pinging for local shop on my fantastical singing or dancing smartphone, see where it leads me. Don't mind a minor detour if it means I don't, die of thirst. Right, let's go. Seems to be going back the way I came, quite a long way. A massive loop because of the twisting river leading inward at the bottom there somewhere. So, nice forest there, nice woods. A bit of inland work. Set me up for the breakfast. There's a village shop not far from here. I've seen using my magic app, so I shall be diverting once I reach Shalfleet, yes, which is just down the end of here, then left again, and then I need to remember to turn. Hopefully there's a sign, otherwise I'll just carry on. This is definitely the coast path though. I've seen the signs and everything, so yeah, it's a bit of a contemplative walk through a nice quiet woodland. Apart from me gabbing off into a phone. There we go, this is where I spent the last hour or more essentially backtracking. I think this is the only bridge over this. It's the Shalfleet River? I'm not sure. Don't know. Maybe it doesn't even have a name. But yes, once I'm across here I can hook onto the main road and turn left. Well, turn left and get to the main road certainly. Yeah. Starting to get a little bit thirsty, which is bad news because I've got no water. We've got a hip flask full of amaretto, and that's really not going to help with hydration. It's like 17%, 20% proof, so it's just going to dehydrate me if anything. And I don't really want to drink that. So yeah, just keep going. Not far to this shop now, less than a mile probably. So okay. Let's keep at it. Slow and steady. Breakfast awaits. Oh, found the main road. A lot of zigzagging this morning. Don't know whereabouts in that forested hillside I've been backwards and forwards, but a few times I expect. Right, well, so if I just follow this, That looks like Shelfleet over there, houses. Somewhere in there is a general store. There is a lot of that about on this island. I don't know what it is about the Isle of Wight. Maybe I just don't notice it everywhere else because it's more dispersed. But there are a lot of car modders here, varying means and effectiveness. Right, onward, hungry. The village shop, which is in a set of farmyard outbuildings. You know what, I really don't care. Quirky little place. Mind you, they seem quite self-aware. Love it. So I am satiated, all my needs are met, food, drink, etc. Water's topped up. I ended up buying a bottle of mineral water just to put in the tanks. I need to find a bin. Aha. So yeah, down to the main road, turn right, carry on, heading onwards. I don't know where next really. I know Cowes by sort of late lunchtime, early afternoon, but good to go. That looks like me back off a side lane. Fantastic business opportunity. No, rather you than me. There's obviously just a weird narrow bit that you can only get through one at a time. And if it were up to me, it'd be compulsory purchase order on that and drive a wider road through. Alright, I think I'm going up here. Unless somebody's cheekily bent the sign around. I see a lot of that actually, these coastal path signs, they're great as far as they go, but I find quite a few of them are pointing the wrong way, or ambiguous ways. I don't know whether that's wind or vandalism, but I think we're up here. I'd have to check. This is lovely. Little grass growing down the middle road. Little piece here. I think we're going to Great Thornness next, which I'd never heard of, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. And then from there, I suppose the next big place is Cowes, yeah. Always a road up ahead. Jolly good. Yeah, be glad to get off this road. I think I'm going left. A few near misses along there just now. Roads are good for speed and progress, but not very pleasant to walk on generally. Seeing these a lot. Doesn't take much deductive reasoning to assume that there's some kind of bicycle equivalent to what I'm doing as well available. I don't know why, coast cycle path sort of thing, probably not quite as near the coast, mostly on roads I think. But yeah, Old Town Hall, that's where we're going now. Town Lane. Okie dokie. I have to stop and put the suntan stuff on again in a minute. Yes, in fact, let's do that now. A shady bit over here. Hmm. 10 o'clock. So I've been going for about 2.5 hours, including shop stop, and I'm still trying to work my way around Newton Creek here. I mean, I think on the far side there's some of the places I was yesterday. So yeah, it's quite disruptive. Must have been roads today. Quite quiet ones. Let's see where this goes next. Rat-a-tat-tat, she knocked on the door. Does anyone live here? Is there room for one more? 6 leg poked around, 2 antennae and a crown, yellow exoskeleton, weak eyes blinking in the sun. Read me. Super zoom. It really is that small. I can't quite focus on it. Maybe need a magnifying glass. I think I've stumbled on some sort of educational nature trail. Ah, here we go. Discarded in the dew. Yeah, it's just completely filled with condensation. Still a nice idea. I think I probably missed the first one too. or preceding ones. I didn't come on holiday to be educated. She found her next door above the woodland floor, following flowers that chime to see who she'd find. Press me. Oh, go on then, I'll bite. I think it's meant to be bluebells, but I don't think they make that noise. It's actually speakers in the bluebells. Sequenced so they jingle as you walk along. Well, that's just going to confuse kids, isn't it? I mean, I often don't know where milk comes from. Come along, press that. I mean, why don't the rest of the flowers do electronica? Right, I'm getting out of here, this is too surreal. The potion bottle would drink me on the next table, I'm sure. There's another one up ahead. I feel like I need to go back and look at the start. Actually, I expect this one's just got the lyrics to Life on Mars written on it. I don't know, I must put a lot of effort into this, clearly, with very limited means. On the horizon she saw the treetops. Perhaps they have promise. Onward to town copse. My word, not for me, I'm going the other way actually. Yes, let's get away from this surreal nightmare. Something vaguely of the, I don't know, magical realism about it all. Fortunately, I turn right. Don't go to town copse. Weird place. Newtown Meadows, National Trust. Little changed for centuries, apart from the weird ambient backbeat to the bluebell beds. Another road. I mean, from what I've seen of the route, there's going to be a lot of this on the north side of the island. Not so much collapsed cliffs and such, more private estates right up to the water, I think. So, a fair amount of inland detouring. That's okay. Sign back there says 6 miles to Cowes. It's about 3 hours worth. That's by road, but I don't know how much of the route between here and there will be footpaths. We'll see. So I'll put me there for early afternoon, I think. Should be good. Not that much further from Cowes to the proposed campsite, so that'll be good. Yeah, the day's all working out well. Business park. Out here. So this is Porchfield. I think I'm still on the right path. Goes this way, and there's a pub, which is hopefully open, hopefully sells lemonade. But we'll see. If not, I'll keep on rolling. So they're not open until 11:30, and I haven't got that long to spare. Love what they got there. Turned theirs into a stinging nettle greenhouse. Right, off we go. Next pub then. Only wanted lemonade, I'm alright. Bit of a climb there. So let's get off the road now. Getting that way to Thorness Bay, 1 mile. I like to think that has to do with Viking mythology. This bay contains the very essence of Thorness. But who knows? You can see... I don't know, what can we see? Is that the Needles? Maybe. Quite a way. And this range of hills here, I don't think we even went near. They were the ones that were far to the south when we were on the southern, well, far to the north on the southern bit that we came across. Bright Gang Chine and so on. That's the sort of central backbone of the island, I guess. Oh, look at all these yellow flowers. Lovely. Right, keep moving. Got to find some lemonade. It's become a quest now. Honestly, she came into the bar, put one hand on the taps to tell me that they weren't serving for another half an hour. I sort of looked down at the lemonade and looked back up at her, and then sort of just looked at my feet and turned around and went away. And that's cost her like £3.80 now, just because she doesn't want to work 20 minutes before they open. Still, you gotta have rules or it'd be chaos, so you know, it's all fine. Sportsman's rest indeed. I guess hiking isn't a sport. Yeah. Right, onwards. Roads have their uses. This stuff's very muddy, overgrown thorns and stuff. I hope we stop climbing soon as well. I'm going to run out of island. It looks like a holiday park there, which I think was what I was expecting. They're generally on the coast. So I'll look through. Laundrette and shop, that'll do me. Coastal path, yep. This way. Actually, I recognise that. I recognise that dairy lorry because that was delivering outside the last shop I stopped at. This is more than one. Some sort of park dean, is it? Don't know. Much for a muchness. Apparently that's a show bar. These places are almost always a disappointment in my experience. Right, so we're going down to Fullness Bay. This is the path right here. And I think we follow the coast, I don't know, quite a way. Possibly all the way around the end of that headland to Cowes. Either that or we have to climb back up at some point and cross over, but I don't know, we're homing in on it. 3 miles or so. Certainly a bit of coastal stuff to begin with anyway, it should be nice. It's kind of, you know, what I signed up for. Access to the bay areas of foot only. Okay, well, there we go. Thornness Bay SSSI. No camping tents. Well, certainly won't be camping, but we'll be carrying a tent through the area. Hopefully no one will spot it. Okay, farewell. Looks like we're getting a proper coastal path for a bit now. I've been this close to the sea since sunrise, and what is it now? Just about 4 minutes to midday. There we go. There's the industrial majesty that is Fawley Power Station. I can't tell if my appreciation for it is ironic or sincere. And that's where we're going, along there. On the foreshore, it looks like. I wonder how far that goes. If it shelves off at a modest enough degree, then no reason we couldn't walk all the way around the end. I don't know, we'll see. Bit of a slog to go though. I've got water, and I've recently had lots to drink, and a lemonade iced lolly. It's the best I could do. Why does nobody sell just lemonade in, like, you know, bottles in fridges? It's all blinking Sprite or 7-Up or Lipton lemon tea, which is alright, but no one does lemonade in just fizzly little bottles in a fridge. To get it from pubs. Right, head down, trudge on a bit, I think, on this glorious late May weekday morning. Let's do it. Oh, this is a nice bit of wind now. Yeah, it looks like the path comes up off the beach, runs along the cliff top here. Suits me fine, a little bit of climbing, but better views. This trudging in sand as well slows me down a bit. I think I'm alright for time for today, but good. Still working this cliff path. Some very narrow hedges full of spikes over there. Quite painful. Ow. This poor old tent bag's catching the worst of it. It's good though, coming up on something. don't know, is that cows? I think we're apparently heading for somewhere called Gurnard first, but that might still be cows. I don't know. Big old town, certainly. It's the only really big town around this part of the island. Yeah, oh, hello, what have I done there? Reversed selfie mode somehow. There we go. Alright, let's keep moving. Got a fair way to go, but I think we've got lots of time, so we're okay. Let's go. Well, here's a somewhere. That's a Lotus. Nice to see a high performance car that isn't just like a, you know, Mondeo with very, very large exhaust pipes. Not sure where this is. Coastal path diversion. Okay. Gurnard was this? This isn't cows, obviously. Too small. I'll still need to go around that last headland on the end there. Still made some good mileage just there. Went places in my head. If you must know, I was weighing up the relative narrative merit of each of the 5 endings of the Mass Effect trilogy. I think I personally prefer the refused ending. If that means anything to you? It just seems more satisfying in some way. The shore, no. Coastal path, right, out there. Right, quite like to find a bench now. I think I'm alright for drink and food and things. I just want to sit down for a bit. Pushing hard lately. Quite a climb. Oh, way up there. Now I need to go down there. A pointless waste of altitude, mind you. I guess the direct cliff route was probably blocked off for collapsing purposes. So it's down there, round a bit more, and should be in Cairns, I guess. Which is good. Just need to rest a bit and then we'll be on again. What are we doing anyway? About 1 o'clock, yeah, that's about right. It's all good. Unusual. Parking and mining are prohibited. I mean, extracting metal ores or laying explosives? I guess either. Right, over there, I think, maybe. Oh, there's a pub that looks like it is open. I might have to try and proposition them. Yeah, so yeah, closed for stock taking. Opens again tomorrow. Refuse to be surprised. Even the toilets want 20 pence a go. I mean, to be honest, places to go to the toilet not been something I've had trouble finding so far. Right, I think we're on the shorefront of Gurnard. We need to just follow this promenade all the way around to Cowes now, I think. Not sure how far, but there's my seagull. Drinking water. At least they're offering that. Closed. I expect something will be open in Cowes. Yeah, nice little place. That would have been a lovely patio to be sitting there drinking a lemonade from and staring out to sea, but it was not to be. I think the furthest thing we can see on the end there is Fort Victoria, which I sort of missed as I was going through the woods near it. But yeah, we definitely come away. I've just put in a Google, take me directly to where I want to be, on foot map thing to the campsite I got in mind. It says 2.5 hours, and that pretty much follows the route I'm intending to take as well. So I can afford to slow it down a bit, and indeed afford to stop for an hour of lunch somewhere as well. So really must do, because feet are really throbbing a bit now. Hopefully I'm not doing them permanent harm, but I think I'm going to be hopping around for a bit for a week or so. Might not go hiking on Sunday. You know, just take a week off, or 3. Yeah, it's encouraging though. I mean, it's definitely okay on time. Just need to slow it up a bit, I think. Otherwise I'll just get there like 3 in the afternoon and have to sit around in my tent all evening, you know. Which shouldn't be so bad, but yeah, let's try and find somewhere nice to sit and have some sort of lunch, I think. I fancy some sort of crab salad, you know. Or some sort of big, massive, like chicken and salad sandwich or something, I don't know. Oh, we'll see what we can find. I've learnt not to get my hopes up too high on these trips, really, to be honest. Don't have any expectations, then they can't be broken. But this is lovely. Let's go this way. Yeah, definitely cheating. Because I've never ridden one before. I'm not sure wearing a 17 kilo backpack is the best way to start. Going to be a bit wobbly. So I think that's Leap over there, drawn level with. Go on 10 times. What do you see? Yeah, that's that sort of avant-garde restaurant hut thing, I think. And then that's the weird pokey out house that was on its own on the little bit of rock. There are houses next to it. You have to go inland and inland detour all around the rest of that bit. Beach there. And then I think eventually it came out, we came out over there, it's a cow shop. And beach huts. And that's the activity centre, aircraft hangars and whatnot, tower. And that's the mouth of the Solent there then. Well, the inner Solent, I suppose. Bit that goes up to Southampton. That's what we'll draw level with that when we get to cows. I don't know, with relative geography of it all, to be honest. Yeah, just trying to take my own advice and slow it down a bit, sit down for a bit, even though there's no lemonade. It's lovely here though. Very much the sort of watercolour picture you hang in the lavatory sort of view, you know. I don't mean to imply it's a bad view in that regard, but there's a certain style that it has. Fantastic. I'm hoping this seafront promenade bit goes all the way around to cows now, but you never know, it might end up back up the hill. We'll see. There we go, red funnel. Service out of Cowes to Southampton docks, the town docks there roughly. Staying there somewhere. Yeah, so I think we're looking sort of roughly there. That's the cow shot, so you go around the outside of that and then up to Southampton. And then in the distance, of course, it's quite windy here. In the distance we can see the Spinnaker Tower at Gunwharf Quay in Portsmouth, and then my hover terminal was somewhere along there, Clarence Pier, wherever. Some way to go yet. Don't really want to do it all in one day, all today. Could do, I suppose. I think the understanding generally for this kind of trip is that you start and end in Cowes rather than ride, but I wanted to do a hovercraft. Plus that's where I've got to on my landward explorations. Portsmouth at that end, so all worked for me. Yeah. Good. Egypt Esplanade. One of my favourite words. Yeah, just pavement strolling all the way around now to Cowes, I suspect. Which isn't much further ahead. Definitely need to find some lunch. Got plenty of time in hand, so make myself stop if I can. Yeah, press pause for more information. That cottage there. Winston Churchill's folks got hitched. Fascinating. I didn't even make it into Cowes. Cafe shop on the green here. Got a milkshake and a sandwich and a rum and raisin ice cream. And a shady bench from where to sit and watch ferries going backwards and forwards for about an hour or so. Might have something else to eat or drink in Cowes as well. Who knows? It's not been enough luxury on this holiday. As is my way. Where are you going? You're going anywhere nice this year, Tim? Yeah. I'm going to go and sleep in a hedge on the Isle of Wight. I do get some strange looks when those conversations come up. I have to do an enormous amount of qualifying. It's a hiking thing. I don't care. I enjoy it. I get restless sat on a beach somewhere. Just here, like this, for like 7 hours. Go mad. At least I'd need a book. Probably a podcast and an audio book as well. And then you might as well be anywhere. Some sort of patrol out there. Coast Guard maybe. Border Force. Oh, there you go. Keeping an eye out for overloaded inflatables, I guess. Don't get many of them this far up, but nearer Dover, I guess. keeping them out. So that entire coastline from, let's see if we can pinpoint Leap again, from there, yeah, that's Leap I think, from there all the way across to those beach huts, which are currently behind the patrol boat. All of that private property. That's why we had to do a massive detour on the Bewley to Cowshot day. Basically had to go all the way around that. We weren't allowed. I mean, there's one obvious looking country house on the middle of it. That's probably not even, that's probably even like a stable or something. That's probably not even the main house. Of course, you know, 40 power station in the background and refinery, but private property there on the beach as well. Only 2 houses on that entire stretch that I can see. Seems wasteful. Sure they wouldn't mind a footpath running along the edge. Yes, they would. Bought myself a coffee. I know it's hot, I know, but this is a cunning trick. I've got to wait until it cools down enough to drink, which means I have to sit here. Kind of made a prisoner of myself using coffee. I could do with a bit of a caffeine hit though as well. Nice as the milkshake and sandwich were. Just a bit of a kick would be good. And then yeah, eventually we'll be off back round that way to Cowes proper. I thought if I get some food here, then don't have to get all dithery when presented with like 15 restaurants all at once in the middle of a town. You can just crack on through, maybe grab a canned drink or something. Right. So yeah, small contemplation here. You don't need to see this bit. Fast forward to that, to the end of that. 2:30. I'm trying not to start each video clip with and that's not going well. So yeah, look at that. It's a Red Jet. That's some sort of twin hull catamaran type foot passenger ferry. I don't think it takes cars. That goes to Southampton from here as well. I mean, yeah, you take one look at that and you can see why hovercrafts were doomed. Sleek, elegant, powerful, uses no fuel at all while standing still. Quite fast and nippy getting on with it. No, there it goes. Cleared the breakwater and we're off. I don't know if there's one of those that services Ride. If so, I might get on one. I don't know. This one goes to Southampton, not what I need. Yeah. No cars on that one. You still need the bigger boat for that, but I think that's still here. I haven't seen it leave yet, so I might be able to see that as we go around. Coming around the corner to Cowes Harbour itself. Look at all these shiny guns. Warning, starting cannon may fire at any time. Oh, is this where the round the island yacht race Cowes thing actually starts from? Probably does. Very shiny. A lot of coach trips around. Clicky sticks. I'm probably the youngest person here by about 30 years. And that's okay. Big old container thing coming in. We're heading for Southampton. Don't think there's any kind of commercial docking around Cowes. I think it's all just pleasure yachts and things. And the ferry, there it goes. That's the car ferry. There's a car ferry terminus a bit further around, which I've used before. Me and some friends came out to look at the Isle of Wight garlic farm. They have a festival every year. Or did have. That was great, all things garlic. You had live music and everything. Good day out. Came by this one to Southampton, yeah. Alright, let's keep moving. I'll find out where the passenger ferry across the other side is, because this is 2 towns really, East Cowes and West Cowes. Ferry connects them. Find that ferry. We're looking forward to the Jubilee celebrations. So a week and a bit away, 2 weeks. Not long now. That's something you don't see every day. Collectible Lego minifigs. Yeah. Another reason for breaking some cash at the coffee shop. £1.50. Return? I think not. Single, please. I don't think it works like that. Floating bridge, they call it. I think it's a chain ferry like Swanage Harbour. Poole Harbour, Swanage, Studland, Sandbanks one. Only much quicker, I expect. Let's go and find out. It's a tiny one. Like what, 10 cars? Cute. And they don't take cash, it was contactless only, which is a turnabout. Alright, on over to East Cowes. Nearly. So I think the car ferry runs from that side then. Not bad at the moment, people waiting, queued up. I think I'm pretty sure I've been on there once. Medina River. There's the ferry, it comes off out here. This is East Cowes. And West Cowes, very high end, chic, boutiquey. East Cowes, a bit more utilitarian, I suppose. I don't want to use the word grubby. I mean, look how much knitting they've done here. These are on pretty much every street lamp at the moment. This is the Jubilee, not long now. She only has to make it another fortnight. Maybe less than a week even. Odds are good. She's a very healthy monarch. Alright, I'm going to try and find the path again, which I've lost. I think it's left up here. Don't like towns. Easy to lose paths in towns. Of course, the Medina, being a river, lives in a valley. So now I'm climbing up the other side. On a pavement so new it's still sticky. Which is nice, I think. Yeah, it's all long main road stuff now from here to the campsite, I think. I don't think there's really anything that goes along the coast between here and Fishbourne. So yeah, a lot of trudging. Good for speed, not terribly interesting for video documentary. Still, I'll keep an eye out. Might see a squirrel riding a motorcycle or something. Top of the hill out of East Cowes anyway. That one looks a bit level, so I'm just having a sit. This has caught my attention though. Furious driving in East Cowes. There's a lot to read there, but you know, press pause for more information. Very first motoring offence to be prosecuted on the Isle of Wight, 1899. Probably not the last either, from what I've seen. So anyway, I can see the coast path. This is the coast path, yeah. On the lamppost over there. All the way up there. So I mean, there's a whole chunk of coast, probably something to do with that massive country garden archway gatehouse there that seems off limits to the humble pedestrian. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to be a bit dull from here to the campsite because I think I just have to trudge along that B road until I get there because there's just not really. I don't know. See, I don't know what so if they expect you to start at Cowes, I don't know which way they expect you to go. Whether this should be your last bit or your first bit, but it's not a great introduction, is it? I mean, ride, going out a ride along that seafront with that quirky little tower and everything. That's brilliant. Absolutely spot on. Yeah, this is not a great first impression. Anyway, I'll just sit for a bit. That explains why there's no coastal access for the next 5 miles. Osborne House, which I presume runs right up to the sea. It is open, and I'm not going in. Mostly out of protest. It's obviously a Victorian thing. They love Victoria around here. Lots of places called Victoria and Albert and whatnot. Prince of Wales. I'm going to go in there and see if they're not open for some quirky reason. If they're not, I can probably get a lemonade or a 7-Up at the petrol station next door. Good plan. Let's execute it boldly. Nice enough road. Noisy. Nice pub though. Yeah. Did I say nice road? I meant nice pub. Noisy road. Oh, whatever. It's getting to me a bit. So it's only day 4. Still. Day 5 is the last one. That's only half day tomorrow. So that's good. I was looking at the Google device and trying to work out distances and stuff, and I fed in ride. Thinks I can get there in 2 hours 15 minutes. Now Google usually thinks I can do 3 miles an hour, which is not the case in my hobbly state, but I could theoretically get there for the last ferry today, but I'd have so much trouble with trains and buses on the other side. I'd have to basically end up sleeping on a train platform somewhere instead. So no, stick to the plan. This plan's a good plan. Alright, can chill for a bit. Plenty of daylight left. It's 15:39. Don't know what time last check-in at the campsite is, but I'm only about 2 miles away tops. Oh, that's better. I can hear myself think again. Mostly. Turned off the main road back there. Didn't really film any of it. It was mind-numbingly dull. Some business parks, a technology park that had one building in it. Just buses and lorries backwards and forwards, thunder, thunder, thunder. And then there's a part of it that involved me basically looking like this and strolling past the school gates at 4 o'clock kick-out time. So probably filming that would not be the best optic, not the best look. Anyway, back on some side road now. This cuts west to east, eventually puts me near Wooton Bridge, which is at the base of the Fishbourne estuary. It's the bridge I need to cut across anyway to get to the next bit. But then the campsite I need is pretty much right next to there as well, so that's good. So I don't know, 2 miles. I keep saying 2 miles. I don't know. It's all good. Yeah. Keep toying with the idea of just trying to push the ride tonight and see if I can catch the last ferry, but that means I'll be stuck at a train station halfway up Hampshire or something overnight. So yeah. Oh, good old yomp there. I'm going to sit down for a little bit. Oh, this is one of those quirky little mini roundabouts in the middle of the countryside. That road there loops around the other side of those trees and joins that road there. So that's like a mini roundabout island as well. It's all very odd. Try not to stand in the middle of any of it. So people aren't looking around the corner when they come through. With local campaigning. Stop gravel extraction at Palmer's Farm. Wage. Wooton, Whippingham and Arreton against gravel extraction. They've even got a URL. Can't quite read it, leaves in the way. I'm sure you can Google for them. I don't know how I feel really. I mean, gravel's got to come from somewhere, but maybe not here. Maybe here isn't sustainable. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to sit down for a little bit. Not far to go now. It's smudged. Should probably stop filming while I do this. Yeah, still sat here. It's nice. Well, you can still hear that massive road down just over there. I guess that was the main road from East Cowes to Newport, which is the big town city thing in the middle of the island, which we won't see on this trip. There's a whole diamond that makes the interior of the Isle of Wight, which I'm not going to see because it's not near the coast. Mind you, this isn't really near the coast either. Bloody Osborne House. But yeah, I was quite surprised to see the technology park there on that trudge along that big road, you know, big old modern fabrication facility there. And I thought, you could save so much money by just building that in Portsmouth instead, or Southampton or wherever. Because I mean, it cost me £22 on the hovercraft for a single, which, you know, I guess is slightly more for a return, but not much more, I wouldn't have thought. But that's just me as a passenger. Obviously the hovercraft's not your freight medium of choice, but I wonder how much I don't know, a 10-ton truck full of groceries for the co-op or Morrison's or whoever costs to bring across here. Because that's all got to be factored into the cost in the shop, I suppose, unless the overall chain is going to subsidise that. I don't know, I mean, single passenger, God, you've got to be talking best part of £50 a truck, surely? I mean, I can look this up shortly, I'm sure you can look this up right now, but yeah. I mean, obviously they're not going to be, you know, paying per trip at the ticket booth at Red Funnel or whatever. They'll have some sort of larger contract in place, but economies of scale to a point. But you're just really fighting uphill to make anything on the Isle of Wight, because you need your raw materials to be trucked in, and then your finished goods need to be trucked back out, I suppose, to the mainland, and that all has to be paid for from somewhere. It's a bit like the UK and Europe now. There's no tariffs or taxes that I know of. But, yeah. It's got to add up. Strange. But yeah, I mean, cyclists put me off my stride there. I can't remember what I was saying. Waffling about economics I don't know anything about. But yes, now it's probably more expensive to make something on an island than to make it on the mainland. Which I suppose applies to Europe and the UK as well. I don't know. Very much a tourist sort of place, this, I think. It's quite a bit of farming, obviously. I don't know about manufacture. Maybe some companies can make it work. I don't know. I've not been to Newport. Maybe there's big old industrial parks all around it, factories and stuff. I suspect not, though. Big grey cloud coming over. Oh, I better keep moving. At least if I've got the tent set up and it starts to rain, I'll be alright. Isle of Wight coast path, apparently. Yeah, just had a squall of rain determined enough to send me into my anorak, which is now gone. That way. There's an even thicker, blacker cloud coming now, so I don't really want to. I don't know if that's going to hit us or go over or drop anything on us. Looks like it wants to. Wind's dropped off. Yeah, so I don't really want to take the anorak off at the moment. There's no point carrying it all the way around the Isle of Wight to not use it when you're getting rained on. Trouble is, the coat makes me very hot, not in a sexually desirable way either. So there you go, hashtag Tim problems. Dry or cool, but not both. So I come down through this housing estate and I think I end up down on a road by a river, by a bridge, which is where Fishbourne is based off of. I don't know the name of the river. And then I think my campsite's not far from there. Of course, it's rained enough just enough to make the grass soggy for when I go to be kneeling around trying to put a tent up. Moan. Anyway, let's crack on. This is Wooton Creek. It's definitely trying to rain again. Okay, I'm going to get wet putting my tent up, whatever. But so across the bridge, and then on the right somewhere, and then up a little ways, quarter of a mile maybe. And I'm in no mood for not open. I might just camp there anyway. At least if they let me in, they get paid. Right, good. Get my feet about done for the day. So it's like the place. Yeah. Judging by the size of that cloud and the wind speed and stuff, we're probably only in for another half hour of this anyway, this rain. Maybe an hour at tops. So I can probably find somewhere to sit inside until it's gone before I put the tent up. Let's go and try and check in and see what hilarity unfolds there. Well, there's a campsite. Looks like the place. The reception office is not manned at all times, it says. 9 to 9:15 a.m. and 6 to 6:15 p.m, I think, which is an hour away. There's a phone number I could phone, I suppose I might, but I could just sit here for an hour and not walk anywhere in this waterproof bus shelter that's used for bicycles that no one's using. That's good. Or there's another use for abandoned phone boxes. Tiny, tiny lending library. There's books all along the back wall. Can't think that does them any good with the damp though. Seen that elsewhere. Anyway, not sure what the deal is. I mean, maybe I'll just set the tent up and come back and pay at 6. Looks like I got room. I'm just not sure whereabouts to put the tent though. Very slopey field. Not sure I'm happy about that. I might have to go up near the top somewhere, probably. I won't be able to get any sleep if I'm constantly sliding down the base in my bag. Anyway, problems for later. Speak to you again soon. Oh, there is that sigh again. Oh, well, tough. Yeah, this is me in and home. This is where I live now. Well, for tonight anyway. Got me dangly orange ticket. We're all good to go. Mind you, I have to say, this is the slopiest campsite I've ever seen. And I think I'm going to be in for a rough one tonight. Tilt at an angle of about, I don't know, 8 degrees, something like that. I could probably download an app to the phone that would measure it for me, but so I aligned the tent with the hill anyway, as opposed to aligning it with the wind. So hopefully there's not going to be much wind tonight, but otherwise I'll be rolling sideways, or worse still, blood going to my head during the night. Mind you, I suppose caravans can tolerate slopes even less well than I can in my tent, so that's why this area here is the designated camping area. It's just me and that one there, and they got a car and a windbreak. Yeah, £9 a night though, per person. Dogs and cats go free, which made me wonder. There is a lot of grass growing around some of those caravans. I think some of them are more permanent fixtures. I mean, indeed, some of those caravans appear on the Google satellite view of this place, unmoved for however long it was since the flyby took place for the photography. It got me thinking, got me ruminating. £9 a month. That's what? Oh, £9 a night is about £270 a month. Now, if you've already got a caravan from somewhere, or a motorhome or whatever, that's actually quite low affordable rent. I know these things get a bit grim in the winter, I'd imagine, but a lot of them have got foil window covers. I think £3.50 per person £3.50 a night gets you electrical hookup as well, which I imagine is not metered, so that takes you up to what, £12.50 a night, which is about £350 a month. You know, given what rents are, makes you think. Anyway, I'm in no position to judge. This is where I live at the moment. I really am doing this the wretched way. This is certainly not the Hilton. So yes, last night here. Tomorrow is a nice short day where I'm going to basically go and walk to ride, get on a boat or a hovercraft, and then go home. So thus completing the journey. Yeah, I'm about 6 miles short of the full circumnavigation at the moment. Yeah, been a long day. Spent most of the day being panicked after that squirrel attack in the morning. Well, near miss. He was playing chicken and he won, I think. It's my Isle of Wight name now, panics with squirrels. So, yeah, your feet are just about going to do it. I think they're looking forward to getting the socks off and just not pressing against anything for a while. But yeah, it's been great. I'd like to have spent more time in West Cowes. Looked like they had quite a lot of interesting curio shops, antiques and so on. But yeah, we got rained on a bit. I had to throw this up as quickly as I can to stop, because it looked like there was another one coming over that might let go, so I don't know. Still, like, for one thing, this tent is very good at is being waterproof. I mean, the wind can be a challenge, but the rain is not. Even on the worst part of my southwest coast pass week 7, where I basically bailed because I got too wet and couldn't dry off, the tent itself was pitch dry inside, apart from the wet things I brought into it. Yeah, been a bit disappointing. I think since Cowes it's all just been roads, the so-called coast path, and it doesn't look like it's going to improve tomorrow either. I think it's mostly roads up to Ryde as well. We've seen some fantastic sights on the rest of the day, so yeah, enjoyed it a lot. Anyway, that's probably me for tonight. I'll do some more tomorrow and wrap up then. But for now, ta-ta.